this is True Southern Accent, and we are at the coal mine tour here in Beckley, West Virginia. Feels like your head's on touch. Woo! Now we're getting into some big mountains.
Yeah, as we go further south down into the southern part of West Virginia, that's what they call the coal fields. There's a lot of coal mines in this southern part of West Virginia, and that's where most of your big mountains are at too. There's some are over in southeastern, eastern West Virginia, but these mountains down in southern West Virginia are a lot bigger than they are up around Charleston where we live at.
We are headed to the coal mine tours in Beckley, West Virginia. And this is like the gift shop where you buy the tickets, the church, and behind that brown building is either more stuff to look around at. The parking, you can park right here at the front door. Some handicapped, some regular spaces, and then on down the hill you have other parking. So just letting you know so you wouldn't have to know how far you got to walk to. Coal miner hats and flashlights that they used. This is a typical West Virginia town right here, and it still looks like that today. Just in the valleys is where people build houses. How the coal miners got paid. These coins, and they are not real American money.
Yeah, and then
So they had their own stores and everything to spend it.
yeah.
So it was like
Look at the picture,
tokens.
and then they had a certain type of thing like this. That is really satisfying to do this.
Okay, quit before you tear it up. Can't take kids nowhere. So this is all the. Oh, and it not only that, but it had different coins per mine. Wow. And they just got like.
I think that's just the cost. No, actually, I think this must. Yeah, I think that's.
Let's see if it's see what it says.
I think this is different coins.
I can't
Because
read.
look, it says Price Hill, West Virginia.
I can't read it.
Whippley, West Virginia.
Yeah, so
So I think it's worth.
so they couldn't spend coins in another mine store.
Well, I don't think any of these people get.
I mean, we're just guessing and assuming. We don't know.
That's the miner carrying his lunch bucket. So that gives you the meaning why they call them a lunch bucket. They're not buckets. So come over here.
And there's one carrying it.
Your actual lunch buckets that the people had in the mines. You can see how this is one that's opened up. So on the bottom they would put water. The middle would be like for their meal,
Wow.
like sandwiches or whatever. And then the top they'd have like some homemade dessert, usually like a pie or maybe biscuits or whatever they wanted.
Oh man, I can go for a pie
But
right now.
you can see these are actual ones that were used in the mines and see how beat up they are. These are miner ID tags. So basically what they would do when they would go down in the mine, the number on here represents each miner. They had, I guess they were assigned a number. And what they would do, they have a board. And when they go down in the mine, they'd hang their tag on the board so that they would know who was in the mine at all time. That was just a way of them keeping track of who was in the mines. And of course, obviously, if there was an accident or whatever, then they would they'd know who was down in the mine, know when they got them all
Well, it makes sense.
out. This is what they call a miner's scooter. So a lot of times they would have to crawl around in the mines because it's such a low ceiling. So instead of crawling, they would make these little scooters that would just run on one track. And they would just ride it in and out.
You'd have to have good balance.
Got his lunch bucket tagged.
They're very wide.
Attached to it. This is an actual guy named Melvin Polk that was a mine superintendent. That's what they said. A lot of times that the superintendents would patrol the mines on these little mine, homemade scooters.
Okay, we are here at the gift shop, and this is all made out of handcrafted coal handcrafted.
I mean, if you want a $100 coal.
1,000.
No, it's 100.
Oh, you can buy this piece of coal for $100.
125. Now, is this handcrafted or natural?
Wait, what does this say?
That's the price.
125. Do not lift, please.
It says, do lift, please.
Oh, it does.
No, there's a knot under here.
Oh.
Somebody did lift it.
I wonder how much it weighs. Does it say how much it weighs?
No.
But coal is very light. Plastic feeling.
Like this.
Yeah, so they handcrafted that out of coal. This is. Oh, here's the little lunch boxes. That's cute. Too bad you can't take the little pieces out.
Look, it can balance on this thing.
Coal will keep the light on.
What does that mean?
It produces power.
Yeah, I thought.
For West Virginia, and Houston's going to point out where we are. We are right in Fayetteville.
Oh, here it is.
Fayette. We're in Fayette. And show them where we live. He don't know.
No, Putnam.
We live in Putnam County.
I just have to find it.
It's a few miles away from where we live. Some of the shirts that they have. Okay, so these are the carts you ride. You're back to back. So this is all made out of handcraft coal. Coal handcrafted.
All right, let's go.
It's our tour guide, Gerald. Is that your name?
That's my name.
Yeah, Gerald. All right, we need a lot of humor. You're going to be on my video.
He is humor.
All right, so this is what he's going to be driving. And everybody else is in this.
About this coal mine. This coal mine was worked from 1890 to 1910. That's over 100 years ago. And this mine, it was called the Phillips Mines. Phillips family owned it. And when this mine's worked, it was only 28 to 34 inches high. It was very low. Now it was worked before they even had electricity in this area. Now, in one entry only, we call these entries that we came up. In one entry only, they took a little more rock than that. And it was for the animals that pulled these cars of coal in and out. They had donkeys and mules and ponies. So in that one entry, they would take a little more height so that animal would clear. Back in that day, it was easier to replace a coal mine than it was one of those donkeys or mules. So they took the height for the animals. Now I've been told there was somewhere between 25 and 30 coal miners that worked in this mine. Now, the miners would work 12-hour shifts, and they would load, on the average, 10 of these 1-ton cars in 12 hours. Now, do you know how much they were paid for that? 20 cents. 20 cents for a ton of coal. Now, that was if it met certain conditions. Outside, you had a board that hung on 2 pieces of string. It just hung down like that. And when they pulled these cars of coal out, you had to take them under the board. Well, if the coal didn't hit the board, there's not enough coal in this car. So they wouldn't pay them 20 cents. They might pay them 17 or 18. Now, also the car on the other side's got some rock in the top of it. If he sent rock outside, he would get docked for that. They couldn't sell the rock, they didn't have anywhere to put it. So when it went outside, they would gather up the check tags, and that's who got paid for it. But as this mine's got bigger and bigger and spread out some, every now and then somebody'd slip over and take a tag off and put theirs on it. They'd steal your coal. I hate to tell that on coal miners, I really do, because I worked 45 years underground, and it's some of the best people I ever worked with in my life. Most of them is good, honest people, and they'd give you the shirt off your back. But every now and then, somebody would get your coal. Now, here's what they did to stop that. They told the miners, said, take your tag and nail it to a piece of wood. Now, when they brought you an empty in here to load, you put this in the bottom of it and cover it up with your coal. Now, when they take it outside, they gathered up the pieces of wood. And they see who actually loaded the car of coal. It's pretty clever. It's lighter than air, so if you find any methane gas, it's up to the top. Well, this is how the fireball actually got his name. He would take his light and hold it up to see if there's any methane gas. If there's a little bit of methane gas, it will ignite and have a burn for a few seconds and go out. If there's a whole lot of methane gas, sometimes you had to get your new fireballs. Because he just blew himself up. Very dangerous job. And it wasn't a top paying job until about 1940. Now we'll show you another kind of light. This is called carbide light. You ever seen any carbide? I'm going to show you what it looks like. Looks like gravel. Looks like very small gravel. That's what carbide looks like. Now what you do with this carbide, you put it in the bottom, and you take the top part of the light. It's got a little lid on it, and you pour water in it. You just put water in there. And it's got a little lever right here. We call this a dripper. When I turn that on, it starts dripping water. Now you see I drip it on that carbide. And you see that smoke coming out of there? That produces acetylene gas. So the way this light worked, you just held your hand up here and you let that gas build up a little bit. Come on. That's how it lit. Now, this was a big improvement to the coal mine. This light will last 4 hours. And this is what he had. When I turn these lights out again, you'll see how much light he had to work by. Not a whole lot, is it? Now, today's coal miners, you use a light like this. How much better you can see than that? This light will last 12 to 14 hours. Now, also today, if you work in a coal mine, you've got to have a light like this on your hat. Now, if you're in by the feeder on a section, that light has got to be blinking. If Mr. Inspector comes through and you don't have your little light blinking, you just got yourself a citation. Because they don't light mines up. Mines are still not lit up today. Most of them are still black. Yeah. You have very few lights hanging in the coal mine even today. Now, methane gas, let me tell you a little bit about methane gas. Methane gas is lighter than air. It rises to the top. Now, if you got methane gas in a coal mine today, you get 1%, you have to take all the power off all the equipment. If you have 2% methane, you take everybody out of the mines. You get the problem. That's what you have to do today. Now, let me show you one more light. Actually, a gas detector. And they carry this, it's called a permissible flame safety lamp. And they carry these up to the year 2000. But the way this light worked, it would check for 2 gases. It would check for methane. You held it up to the top. And watch the flame. I'll show you what it would do if you had methane gas. That flame would do this. Now, if you've got enough methane gas, it will explode in this lamp inside without setting off the surrounding air. And that's why we call it permissible flame safety lamp. Now, you could also check for what we call black damp or low oxygen. And you find it on the bottom because it's heavier than air and it settles on the bottom. So if you had low oxygen right here, what would that light do?
Go out.
It'd go out, right, sure would. Did you ever hear of the canary?
Yeah.
Okay. Before they had that light, that's what the old man used. This is what would happen to the canary. It was in low oxygen. That's what happened to it.
Is that dead bird in it?
What is the canary?
A bird.
Yeah.
That's what would happen to it if he was in low oxygen.
Oh, poor thing.
So now I have to buy a new 8-inch script. There's 2 pieces of script. That's a $5 piece and that's a $1 piece. But that's not the case at all. Script was an advancement on your payday. So in other words, you could go to the company store and you could draw out $50 worth of script. They didn't care how much you got. You bought what you needed and went home. But when payday time come, every how much script you drew out, they took that out of your payday. So most coal miners didn't give about 20% of their check for their pay because they owed so much to the company store. You ever heard that song, 16 ton, what you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't call me because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. That's what most of them did. They owed their payday back to the company store. All right, let's go to our next stop. Coal miners work by themselves. Each coal miner had his own area to go to work. So if this was my area, first of all, it was only this high. He would come in here and he'd take his pick. And he had to dig what we call the undercut. Now, he would dig out the bottom part of that coal with his pick. Now, it's supposed to be 8 foot wide, and he would dig this back as far as he could reach with the pick. Once he got the undercut dug, he would take this drill, and he would drill 3 holes in that 8 foot area. He had to drill 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 in the middle. The way this worked, this fit against his chest. He was down on his knees, and he run this drill with his hands. Now, like I said, he would drill 3 holes, and he would drill it as deep as he could with this bit. And it really gave him a 4 foot cut. Now, you see where I put this drill back? See where the holes were drilled? If you drill those holes any higher, where the rock is, when you shoot your dynamite, some of the rock may come down. If you get rock, here's what he had to do with it. He had to stack it up to the side. Don't send it outside because he gets in trouble for that. So that's what he had to do with the rock. Now he would drill those 3 holes And now he's ready to put his dynamite in the hole. He would use this rod. Let me get it turned around here so you can see it. And this rod is called a tamping rod, and it's got a brass end on it. Now you know why that's got brass end on it? So it won't arc or spark. He would use this rod to push his dynamite back in the hole. He would push the dynamite back in the hole, and then he had some clay mud. You gotta have something to hold that dynamite in. If you just shot your dynamite, it'd shoot straight out the hole. So you gotta have something to hold it in there. Well, he would tamp his dynamite in there, a little bit of mud, and then he would take this rod, and he would run it back to his dynamite again. But what he's doing now is making a place for his fuse. He would put his fuse in, and he would tamp some more mud. Now he's ready to shoot his dynamite. But before he shot that dynamite, he had to do something else. He had to come in what we call the mouth of this place, and he had to holler something real loud. Anybody know what it was?
Fire in the hole.
Fire, fire, fire! Fire in the hole! That was his warning. Don't come through here, I'm fixing to shoot this dynamite. And he would holler it just as loud as he could. Now the coal miner himself, he couldn't stand here and shoot this dynamite. He had to go around the corner. Because when he shoots this, it's going to blast. He would shoot this and it'd break the coal up. And he would push in the car in here, and he'd take his shovel. And he would start shoveling up the loose coal. Now, 8 foot wide and 4 foot deep will give him about 3.5 tons. And he would fill about 3.5 cars up right here, and he'd start all over again. He had to dig the undercut, he had to drill the holes, he had to shoot it. And he had to do that over. He had to do it at least 3 times a day to get his 10 tons. And you gotta remember, he's on his knees all the time. It's hard work.
Did they have knee pads or anything?
They did to a certain extent. Now, back in those days, they probably didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And when I worked underground, we had knee pads. And I would go many times, I went to the company and I'd say, my knee pads are wore out, I need some new ones. They would say, let's look at your old ones. If it didn't have a hole wore in it, it wasn't wore out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You didn't get no new ones unless it had a hole wore in it. And I worked probably 25 years on 4 foot or less. So it's very hard on your knees. All right, let's go back to our next stop.
So was it coal normally like this much in one spot, or like
Well, you got a vein of coal running all through this mountain.
what do you mean a vein of coal?
Coal right there.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep following that. He would shoot this, clean it up, and do it again. He just kept following that coal seam. Now, all they wanted was the coal. They didn't want anything else.
So the whole mountain's not coal, it's just like a
Right.
vein of coal.
Right, it's a vein of coal. And you have different sizes. I've worked in coal mines that was 10 foot high. 10 foot of coal. So this is a Sewell seam. It's very soft coal. You can crush it in your hand. But there's all different types and sizes. Now, ideally, 5.5 to 6 foot is perfect height. It allows you to stand up a little bit. And you can reach the top. Now, when I worked in 10 foot of coal, it's hard. It's hard work. Just as hard as low coal. And anything falls from 10 foot up, it can hurt you bad. But you had to do a lot of work on the step ladder. As far as putting up centers and hanging line curtains to ventilate places with, you had to use a step ladder all the time in 10 foot height because you can't reach it. Let's go back to our next stop. Let me tell you a little bit about this. When I started in the mines in 1972, companies were starting to use this yellow machine back here, and it's called a cutting machine. Now, a cutting machine is very similar to a chainsaw, only it will cut the coal instead of wood. It's got a bar with teeth on it, and it actually replaced the pick. No longer did the miner have to dig that undercut. He could use this machine to do it. Not only that, this machine's got an 8-foot bar on it. Now you can cut 8 foot deep instead of 4 foot deep. Not only that, that machine will swing from side to side. So they went from an 8-foot wide entry to a 20-foot wide entry. So it's a much wider area. They started mining 20 foot wide. Now with this machine, it brought a lot of problems. While you're cutting that little bit of coal on the bottom, dust just boiled out of there. Many times I've seen a cutting machine operator cutting a place, and you couldn't even see him standing there. Somebody was so dusty. Now you could always tell who the cutting machine operator was. If you walked up on a group of men outside, you could tell by the way they wore their hat if they was a cutting machine operator, because they all wore their hat tilted to the side, like that. Or they watched that bar all the time. So you could tell who they were. Now about this time is when they started working men as a group. One man would run the cutting machine, one man might run the drill. One man might shoot the coal. One man might run this roof boiler. One man might run that gathering or loading machine up there. So they started working men together as a group. Now the guy that run the drill, now he has to drill 5 holes in a place instead of 3, because it's a much wider area. And then they would shoot the coal just like the man up there did. They shot with his dynamite. And they would use that loading machine. The loading machine's got arms on it that work like this. And you could just scoot it up against the coal and it would load it out. That's why they call it a loading machine. These are very important to the coal miner. Now this lunchbox came in 3 sections. The first section is what he carried his dessert in. And I would ask a lot of them, you know, they didn't have little Debbie cakes like we have today. So what in the world did you take? And they would tell me, say, well, if my wife baked a homemade cake, I'd take a piece of cake, or she baked a homemade pie, I'd take a piece of pie. One old fellow told me, he said, I could always tell what kind of mood my wife was in by the amount of dessert I got. And I said, well, let me tell you how it worked at my house. Every other Friday, I always had a nice dessert. Now, you know what every other Friday is? Payday. That's right. Now, this was the part he took his lunch in. I'll give it loose here. And I'd ask a lot of them, you know, what'd you take? Because they just didn't have choices like we have today. So many of them told me pinto beans and cornbread. I said, that's all they ever had, a lot of them. One guy told me he would take homemade biscuits, and he would put apple butter on it or jam, and he would take them in his lunch. That's what he ate for lunch. And he said, if you were lucky enough to raise your own hogs, you might get a piece of bacon on there. But this was the most important part of the lunchbox. Now, he could take that much water, and it had to last him all day. They didn't have 5-hour energy drinks. They just didn't have them. And I'll tell you, even when I worked underground, I worked with a crew of 10 people. 4 of them wouldn't carry no water. 6 of them would carry water, and many, many days you'd go back to get your drink of water, and it'd be gone. Somebody come through and sneaked it and drank it. And it's got to be such a bad problem. Especially the late 70s and early 80s. And finally a guy come up with a way to keep people from drinking his water. So I'm going to share with y'all what he did. Here's what he did to keep people on his water.
What is it?
Put his teeth in there.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
So you couldn't get in them. And the reason for that was because the old miners said rats would take their tail and wrap it around this and get in their lunchbox. Now rats in a coal mine are not a bad thing. Rats have a sense of fear or danger. In other words, if you've got hazards, if you've got bad roof or bad air, rats won't stay in the area. They leave. Have you ever heard when the rats leave, it's time for the coal miner to leave? There's a lot of truth to that. Now, a lot of the old miners felt safer by taking a little bit of their lunch and throwing it out for the rats to eat. They'd actually feed the rats to keep them around.
And this is the property that's on the property here that I'm sure you can tour into. And this is like the gift shop where you buy the tickets. The church housed a whole family, which it is only one bedroom. Bedroom, living room, kitchen. And I didn't know if they had laundry. Did not have a bathroom, you have to use the outhouse. But if you were married, you would live in one of these, no matter how many kids you'd have. Okay, so we're walking into one of the manor houses. And you got your bedroom, it's pretty nice, pretty big.
Bigger than mine.
And then you got your living room area with the one light hanging down.
Did you show this?
He's gonna show me something. Well, yeah, what is that?
It's a mirror, but it looks. It's like
Stairway to heaven.
Oh,
but
I
it's
thought
a
it was
mirror.
something to do with time or something, reflect the sun or something. 4 o'clock's come out. Oh, look, the chair there. Furniture. You got the radio, record player. And then this is your kitchen area. So very interesting how they used to live.
There's fridge.
Now, I could live in something like this on the lake, but it needs to have a indoor bathroom. And out here is the outhouse. This is where the coal miners went to church. This is the Cold Camp Church. It's probably got good acoustics in here. Brother Rodney, would you like to preach a sermon? Your pianos and your peas. Would anybody like to sing? Belly stove, they have this heat. So air conditioning, they probably don't have none, and the windows, well, the windows might raise. Brother Rodney Pope's going to give us a sermon here. He's looking for his scripture. He's trying to get it together. We got Dex and Pope on piano this morning.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Good acoustics in here. Nobody needed microphones back then.
When we been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we know less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Woo!
Thank you, Brother Rodney. Ow.
Go look there.
He's probably in that outhouse. I ain't opening that door.
Probably go check on him. So is this like a lock to it? Yeah, it's on top. Oh, is that too? You can stop. You can lock someone in here. Wait, go right.
Yeah, really?
Bye, Dad.
Here.
give me a little privacy. Get my feet on out. I got a methane gas build up in here. What happened?
You might explode. Can you fit in there? It looks like you can fit pretty good.
Call the fireballs. Come check the methane gas.
That's what you can get up.
Woo! I feel better.
If you're a bachelor, single man, this is what you live in. This has put a whole new meaning to tiny houses.
Either a bachelor would live here or a married man that's away from his family working in the mines. And return home on the weekend to his family.
Room for one. Oh, this is what they call home. You got a twin size bed, your stove and a table. That's all you get. And this is the supervisor's house. Pretty nice house inside. This is the front of the supervisor's house. And you have like a formal living room. Very pretty. And you have this hallway. And the dining room that's pretty big. And you had your washroom here. Ooh, that's a lot. That's pretty awesome for that time.
Oh yeah, but it's mighty small. You'd be washing there a while when you.
Yes.
You
And then here is
couldn't
the
put a
kitchen.
sheet in there. Yeah.
The stove. Look how big that stove is.
Oh yeah, it's got an extra set of burners. Most people know about this, the sink. Yeah, a lot of people have those.
Yes.
It's called a Hoosier cabinet.
Okay. I know some people call them
Cupboards.
Yeah.
You can call them either
I
way.
didn't know if it was like a movable thing is what they'd be considered cupboards.
You mean, can you move it around?
Yeah, you know, like cabinets hang on the wall, and
Yeah,
it's like a piece of
is
furniture.
moved. You can move this. See? This,
Yeah, it's a furniture.
Yeah, see, it's furniture. Because it had little rollers on it.
So this is a
1962.
1962 grocery store. Is it a grocery store?
Yeah. Actually, I remember Acme.
Wow.
And that is a ration card right there. That right there. If you didn't have the ration card, you couldn't buy coffee or tea.
Wow.
Now that is a refrigerator with a monitor top. Actually, the motor or the compressor's in the top of it. The refrigerator.
I wonder what that was.
You can't open it though.
Can't open it. That's a famous picture.
Yeah, that picture is Grace from Minnesota.
Okay, now we're gonna go upstairs.
So, but this man would have been older anything. He was over anything, etc.
The steps are very narrow but pretty. So the supervisor's got nice houses. Whew. Alright, let's go around here. So what's on around here? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It goes all the way up. These are nice houses. But what world's this? Whoa, scared me to death. Oh Lord, it scared me. He's ugly man too. Woo. So this is where he probably has the mail for all of the miners.
So this was a doctor's office. That wheelchair there.
Will not be found in the superintendent's house. And they're just represented here in this house, but in pretty big rooms. I don't know what's upstairs, probably a playroom. Wow. There's the wallpaper on the wall. Here's a bedroom. Pretty big bedroom. Pretty nice. And here is the bedroom, a very low bed. Baby's carriage. And the bathroom. No other houses didn't have bathtubs. Now this is shoe shining. Pretty nice. I don't know what that is hanging. You can see the prices. Let's see. I wish it cost that today. And now we're going back down the steps. This was like the office for the superintendent. So the superintendent had it pretty nice.
It's for pesticides killing flies. That's why it's called a fly rocket. You would put the pesticide in the little tiny round
So it's inside.
cylinder, and then you would
right
push
here.
the handle, and it sound like this when it came out. Yeah.
Well, I never seen one of them before.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Learned something new today.
Yeah, how about that?
This is the schoolhouse where the miners went to school. It's a 2-room schoolhouse that's pretty big. I guess he was the school teacher. Oh, with the paddling. That's funny. We know about those days.
Colcamp Schoolhouse came from Helen, West Virginia. It was moved up here board by board. The floor is not original. And this is 2 rooms, 1 through 4 with a teacher. Pull this divider across, and over
divider.
here would have been 5 through 8. Colcamp schools only went to the 8th grade. Boys went in the mines 8 to 12 years old with daddy. Once they did, they never came back to school. Girls went through the 8th grade and got married, started having little coal miners. That is your water fountain back there. Went to the creek or spring with a bucket and filled that with water. And you had to go to the outhouse for the bathroom.
Okay.
She began class with roll call, pledge of allegiance to the 48 star flag, and she read or recited the 10 commandments on the wall, and she read a verse out of the Bible that was on her desk.
So she read the 10 commandments
Yeah.
every day for class. Wow.
We did it every day.
Oh, the Bible every day. Yeah, here's the Bible.
Didn't have no school shoes back then, did they?
And the paddle's on the desk. And it's with the long little 90s.
And I bet they was well-behaved kids.
I know they were. It took one for me to straighten up.
Oh, look at the desk. I never seen like this. The chair in the front. But now I see how it does. Ain't that funny?
It's dead. I'm not doing this.
Okay, for y'all that don't know, this is how you look up library books. So Houston did not know what this is. You got a number and a letter, and the book title and what's on the book, and then you go to the books, wherever they are, and you search it that way. So that's how the library kept up with the books. I had no idea they still didn't do that in school. The store they was talking about, where you'd buy all your goods with your coins that you would earn. I hope you enjoyed this video, and the coal miner tours in West Virginia is a great place to come.